it has been really, really nasty. All right, I'm going to tell my technical director to switch sources. I know we said to go to one thing. There we go. Thank you. Hopefully this will work for us, folks, so keep your fingers crossed. We got it up just in time here for you. System moving out across the north, system moving up from the south, everything kind of congealing together here, and it's probably going to end up being one big storm system. We're going to cover all of it from the wintry weather to the north to the severe weather to the south. Let's start off with our severe weather. The red shaded areas, that's where we think thunderstorms could still produce heavy downpours, blinding rains, gusty winds over 50, 60, even 70 miles an hour, as we've seen tonight in parts of Alabama and Georgia. Hail up to an inch in diameter has been reported in Tallapoosa County there in Alabama, and maybe even isolated tornadoes. Now, we did have a tornado reported earlier that did do some damage in Columbus, Georgia, which is down I-85 southwest of Atlanta, down near the Alabama border. Looks like after yet another thunderstorm pushed right through the Columbus area, there it goes. This is the second one. This wasn't the tornado producer. That came through earlier in the evening about 5:15 or 5:20. The second one came through with heavy rain. Now that's moving right up into the Atlanta area, and I got to tell you, these thunderstorms are moving over the same areas time after time after time here in Atlanta. We could be talking about some flooding going on, particularly on the west side of town, and more rain coming up from the south. So we're not quite out of the woods with this system yet. Look at all these big thunderstorms west of Ocala, right up I-75, just east of Valdosta, and another batch moving through Tallahassee. Fortunately, those have weakened from what they were earlier. Still, you could get some heavier downpours in and around the Tallahassee area. The tornado watch that had been out in the southeast has expired. That doesn't mean we still can't have severe weather, though, so we'll keep you advised. To the north here, what can I say? This is a mess, a complete mess. The system to the south, indicated by this low, is providing the moisture, which is overrunning all this cold air in place over parts of the Great Lakes, northern Ohio, northern Indiana. Freezing rain from Detroit, back to Fort Wayne, back to Benton Harbor, Battle Creek, Muskegon, Michigan, all the way over to Toledo and Findlay and even Cleveland. We've had reports of up to a ½ inch of ice on trees and power lines around Toledo. Some power outages reported in Muskegon. Schools are closed for tomorrow. The state police are advising folks to stay off the roads. It is that bad. It is a skating rink here, folks. I would call ahead tomorrow morning to tell your boss, listen, I'm going to wait till things get better. Wait till this storm gets out of the way because the roads are going to be a mess. Now, also, we have to talk about all this rain in the Ohio Valley. These are the flood-ravaged areas, and all this rain has to drain off and eventually come back into the Ohio here. Not that this much rain, maybe 1 inch to 2 inches, is going to cause the Ohio to rise, but some of those secondary tributaries could have some flooding on them, particularly the smaller streams and creeks and rivers. Then the snow. This is how much has fallen so far. About 2.5 inches in the Twin Cities, about 9, 10, 11 inches in Green Bay, and 1.5 feet has fallen out here. Probably going to end up with about 2 feet in parts of central Wisconsin, upper Michigan, and then we'll start to translate a bit farther east as far as the ice and snow. We'll talk more about this in the forecast in just a moment. Now back to Paul.
Thanks, Jeff. Of course, very tranquil in the west compared to all the activity elsewhere in the country, and only spots with any kind of obstruction really is Southern California, that's for sure. Looking at a nice evening, even toward Phoenix. Now back toward Denver, yeah, we have a little snow still reported at all the reporting stations around Denver. Looking a little further to the north here, we are seeing a little active weather, not incredibly so. Some light snow showers around Stampede Pass. We've seen some of that around Wenatchee. It's falling in the form of rain. And, well, you may see a little bit of even some rain around, like, for example, Port Angeles. Light rain there. Back into Montana, though, you are seeing some snow showers back around Missoula. So really not too much happening as we look across the Pacific Northwest. Temps here fairly cool at Seattle, 38. Nice at LA, 64, and 60 down beneath that. Temperatures across the whole country, put it in perspective here. 36 right now at New York City and 24 at Boston. You'll see some cool air pushing your direction. Here's that mess again. That's the mess. But where does it go from here? That's what we want to see. Here's the mess moving onward. It's going to track upward. High pressure control right now of many cities in the Northeast, but that will change, won't it, Jeff?
Indeed, it will, Paul. And what we're going to be talking about here